Headed for a look at the border wall.
What you see right here is pretty reflective of everything they're doing. The only difference would be in some of the areas, the land elevation is higher, you know, the natural ground elevation. So normally then the levee itself wouldn't be as high up off the ground, because by the treaty with Mexico, the river levee can only be built so high in each country. That's to prevent one country from raising it too high and then in a flood stage forcing all the water over into another country. So if you look at the height of the concrete part of the wall, that is by law or by treaty the highest they can go with the concrete part, of 18 feet tall. So,
and that's what it averages, because there's some places where it is a little taller.
yeah, if you'll notice when you're driving along here, you'll see where the metal part shoots up real high. Those are going to be the gate areas. And if you notice behind us, there's a ramp that goes up. Well, they had to make these wing walls up higher because people could just walk up the ramp and then crawl over a short fence. So they made it wider where the gates are going to be. On each one of these openings, like the one you just came through, there will be a gate structure. And then the landowners will have access, you know, to get in and out. From what they tell us, part of the cost of this, why it's so expensive, is they're going to have crews now 24 hours a day, different shifts, and their only responsibility will be wall maintenance and to operate the gates to let people in and out. So that's going to be another, quote, crew that Homeland Security is going to have to take on and pay, you know, to basically maintain the fence structure itself. It acts as a fence.
Determine the distance from the river, because we're how many hundred yards down this way from here, and then there'll be a postcard.
That's a good question. I don't know. Why, when did they even put in this river levee system? It had to be back in the 30s?
It was back in the 30s under WPA work.
Right.
And they did travel along the levees in most cases because they had access to it. So that those levees were built, if you got to a high spot, you could get closer to the river than in a low spot. In the low spot, you'd have to go further out, of course. And because they wound around like that, that's the reason this is closer in some places to the river than others.
Yeah, that.
As he explained, this is not only a wall, but a retaining wall for flood control. This is a gate entrance, and as you can see, this goes for miles and miles and miles and miles at $3.9 million per mile. This is a fencing, angle iron. As you can see, it goes down quite a ways this way. Of course, when it's all finished, it'll be whatever length the border is. Some of the crops over here. Like a welding truck, another gate And hello, Longhorn. Cabrito on the hoof.
That is the largest irrigation district in the valley when it comes to water rights. We used to be the biggest in acreage. Right now, Delta Lake Irrigation District has a little bit more under cultivation, but we still water more acreage than they do. This river plant was built about, oh gosh, 25 years ago. It's starting to show some age on it now. Inside the plant are 10 pumps. They're 300 horsepower pumps, 36-inch diameter. Each pump can pump, they're centrifugal pumps, vertical lifts. As you can see, you got the river down here. On the bank of the river, there's big pipes that go underneath us, and there's a big sump, and each pump can do 150 of them. If you think about it in gallons, 1 acre foot is 326,000 gallons. Well, multiply that times 150, and that's what each pump can do in a 24-hour period. The vast majority of the
pump station.